that when the Stones decided that the Stones were touring America, it was 1969, it was winter, it was cold, and they were in the Deep South, and I'm sure they thought the Deep South would be warm, but it was colder than fuck. And, because we don't get the reward we're due for how hot our summers are. We get a break, but, it was hotter than shit. And, it was colder than shit. And so they're touring, and they want to come play in Muscle Shoals, and they want to record there because one of the first things they ever recorded was Arthur Alexander's "You Better Move On," which is the first Muscle Shoals hit, and so they want to go there, and they love all those songs, and they love that music, and at any rate, they had Stanley Booth out on the road with them because he was writing a book that like a decade later he finished, because it took him a while because he was on tour with the Stones in 1969. If you ever find that book, it's hard to find, but it's well worth scouting out. It's like Running with the Devil or something.
He was in the movie.
Oh yeah, he's the last one getting onto the helicopter in Altamont at the end of Gimme Shelter. He's that guy. He's like the last one they push on just as they shut the door and fly away, leaving hell behind. So they're in the South, and they want to come record in Muscle Shoals. And ironically, it all works out, and they do record in Muscle Shoals, and it gets documented in that movie. And they leave Muscle Shoals, and they go straight to San Francisco to play Altamont. So Muscle Shoals ends up in Gimme Shelter, and it's also in that Crossfire Hurricane Stones movie. So it's the same footage, but and one camera's enough. And so they get there, but when they call to book the time, legend has it that the studio is already booked. And of course they're not going to turn down the Rolling Stones, but they're not going to cancel the booking either. So legend has it that they just moved the session to like a little earlier in the day. The Stones didn't want to come in till nighttime anyway, because it's all about the moon and the stars, And so, it's in the movie. But, and so they recorded that afternoon, and they cut a record on this unknown guy, and then they tuned everything up, and the Stones came in, and they recorded Brown Sugar. And the song that was recorded during the day was Take a Letter Maria by R.B. Graves. So basically, which was a #1 hit, and I think the first gold record recorded at the new studio, right?
That's right.
The 3614, when they left Fame. So we're going to do Take a Letter Maria. That was the bass player on that. I'm sorry I wasn't able to line up the horns. If y'all will have us back, we'll come and bring like full band, and we'll even find some back players, and we'll do this thing with really lots of horns. So when we come to the chorus, I want you to visualize in your head the horns, because it's important. And so with no further ado, from 1969, 3614 Jackson Highway, R.B. Graves, Take a Letter Maria. he would find more pleasure in the arms of another man.